Okay, so you want to create a track with some wobbles to it, but let's say you don't have the budget to purchase fancy plugins like LFO Tool, or maybe you just don't use the wobble effect that often to justify purchasing a plugin for it. So the good news is Ableton actually has plenty of ways to create the wobble effect natively. So I'll show you a little sample of a track I'm working on, and then I'll kind of show you how I created the wobble effect and also like a few other ways to do it. So I'll go ahead and play this piece real quick. And I want you to pay close attention to shaper and utility, more particularly this knob right here. And you'll kind of see how it behaves according to what I plugged into it from the shaper. And then I'll break down exactly what's going on and how to create your own wobble effect. Okay, so as you can see, this knob here is clearly freaking out. You might have noticed this knob as well as moving around quite a bit. So what is going on here is I mapped the shaper right here. So this wave right here is mapped to the volume of the utility. So all that's really happening is this thing moves in tandem with the wave here. So it peaks when this wave peaks and it drops down accordingly. And what decides the high point and the low point is these two parameters right here. So 50% is where it is at 0 dB. So you'll see right here as it moves up and down, when it reaches 50% of the shaper, that's 0 dB, meaning it's not adding any volume. It's actually just subtracting it. I find that sounds best, although there might be some instances where you want to add volume when it reaches the highest point of the waveform. And then this right here is set on 10% instead of 0. I find when I have the volume drop all the way down to 0, it sort of sounds, I guess, like stuttered in a way. I find that leaving just 10% of the max volume there lets your ear clearly tell there's a wobble there without having it sound too intense. And then right here, this sets the rate of the wobble. So if you want faster or slower, you can easily do that. All you have to do is automate it. So you'll see right here, I have automated it myself. And then I put these in by hand. So this determines, whatever speed it goes at. So 1/2 and then 1/16 and 1/8. So that controls the speed of the wobbles. And the best part right here is you get to customize the exact shape you want. So this is kind of just a shape I kind of threw together. Sometimes I want a shape that kind of looks more like this. I'll go ahead and play it just to show you exactly what it sounds like. Okay. So you can hear what's going on as I move this around as well. So it creates kind of a more, I guess you could say, swelled effect versus something that's a little more sharp and sudden. So just feel free to find whatever shape you think works best to create any wobble effect you want. And then one other way you could do it, although there's a reason I don't actually use this LFO effect right here. So the reason I don't use it is because with the shaper, you get to customize the exact shape of the wobble you're aiming for. With the LFO tool, you don't really. They only have these shapes right here that you get to pick from. And then you would just, so you set the parameters exactly to what they are here. So this is 50, this is 10, let's set this at 50, and the other to 10. And then you would map it to the volume here. And it would just follow this wave. And it's cool and all. I mean, you can automate the rate as well, but it just doesn't give you the ability to dial in the shape the way you would be able to with the shaper here. So that's just the reason I don't use the LFO tool, and I just stick with the shaper tool. And then I don't know if I mentioned it, but if you want to turn the wobbles on and off, during the track. Let's say you want them just during the chorus. All you do is just automate the on and off button for the utility. And that way it doesn't affect anything else. You can easily have your wobbles come in and out seamlessly. And yeah, that should be it for this video for how to do wobbles natively inside of Ableton. If you like this video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And then I always appreciate it if you can follow me on Instagram as well as SoundCloud. I do post videos on my Instagram of little things I'm working on, as well as just little samples of, cool drops I might be working on. And then as SoundCloud as well, I will also just be posting kind of, little tracks that I'm working on, things that I plan on mastering soon. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I should have another video